Hey, Omnibus Collectors! It's Riley, and I'm here with Mike, who you might recognize from the Facebook group as one of my fellow admins and a good friend of mine. And we're here to do a Omnibus of the Week type thing here. We want to talk about Chew.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite comics to come out at Image. I never kept up with it in single issues. I grabbed it right after the first Omnivore edition came out because Riley encouraged me to, and he has not steered me wrong. It's a great little sci-fi tale with a lot of humor, and the art is just a perfect match for it. It's a nice combination of realistic and wacky, and it's a good balance, and it keeps you on your toes throughout the whole... it's on issue 52?
It's like 52 right now, just came out.
And it seems like with each volume I'm picking up, it adds something new to the mythos of the series. So
yeah,
I've enjoyed it so far.
It's definitely been a really enjoyable series. These editions, there are, of course, the regular paperback editions, which are 5 issues each. They started releasing these Omnivores. These are 10 issues each. Really nice, $35 cover price. All of them are, I believe, are still readily available if you wanted to order them online for lower prices. 10 issues each of these. Good binding on all of them. They have a little bookmarker ribbon.
And I think the fifth one actually just came out, so it might still be 50% off.
The fifth one just came out recently. If not 50%, it would be at about 45% on like in-stock trades. That collects through issue number 50, so if you want to grab that, you'll be like really close to being caught up on that series. So I really love it. I got into it around the time when the first trade had come out around, I guess issue 6 had just popped up. So, you know, how Image does it, they'll release that first trade and then at the same time as like issue 6 so people can get caught up right away. Yeah. And I did it like that. I remember grabbing that and just immediately falling in love with it because it's hilarious and it's clever and it's just such an easy read. It's something that's intriguing, and you know it's this just very different. It's something that's very different from anything else that I've seen on the shelves, especially around that time. And that, I think, when Chew came out was really around the time when Image was undergoing kind of a little renaissance. Like there was a lot of really notable things that were starting up from Chew around that time, whereas you know, I think just like a few years prior, Image was not as noteworthy, and then now Image is like one of the top publishers, like, you know, kind of surpassing, I would say, Dark Horse a lot of the time.
I can see that. And
they've definitely passed up Vertigo. I think Image is like right now the new Vertigo.
That's a good way to describe it, yeah. Because like you said, there's been 50 whatever issues, so that's 5 of these compared to The Walking Dead, which has, is it 10 or 20 of these hardcovers? They've been around half the amount of time that Walking Dead has been around, which is one of the longest running titles, and you can compare other runs of this size that came out around the same time. Like I got Criminal is about the same length. Saga, okay, maybe not quite as long, but there are other ones. And just like a lot of individual, maybe not long-running series, but notable graphic novels. Jonathan Hickman, who is now a big part of Image, came out with a bunch of really wonderful standalone graphic novels like The Nightly News, Pax Romana, Transhuman, Red Mass from Mars, and yeah, like a bunch of really good stuff has been coming out of Image, basically coinciding with the time of Chew's release.
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's fair enough to say that time period was a really, you know, transitionary point for Image becoming a much bigger contender in the comic scene. And you also see a ton of nowadays, if you look at what they're publishing, you'll see a lot of these creators, either creators coming from Image going to the big two, Marvel and DC, and starting to do stuff over there, like Tim Seeley, who was writing, he's currently doing Revival, he's done other stuff in the past, or you'll see creators leaving the bigger publishers and going into Image Comics.
Like Remender's doing, right?
Yeah, Remender left Marvel and now he's doing like 5 different titles at Image. on top of these, now these are the ones that we've chosen to collect, the 10-issue ones. There's also a much larger version that's very nice called the Smorgasbord Edition. Those have 2 volumes out currently. Each of those collect 20 issues. You can get those, they're readily in stock from in-stock trades for $55.
And I know they're actually, not only they're oversized, they're about the size of an Absolute, but I believe they're also slip-cased. Mm-hmm. And I think there's the usual slipcase, and I think there's even like a special edition slipcase for one of them, because I was at New York Comic Con, and each one had like there's like one version number 1, another version number 1, one version number 2. So yeah, it's not just like the Omnivore edition where it's just this format. They have the Smorgasbord, and they have like I guess, I don't know if it's technically a variant, but they have a different edition too. I don't know if the price is any different for that.
It might be. I'm not sure. I haven't seen those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's true. Basically, rundown of what the title is about, just so y'all know, so you can get interested yourself. We follow in this world where eating chicken and poultry is outlawed because of a strain of the avian flu that's broken out. Now the FDA has kind of increased as almost like a police group in a way. And you have agents of the FDA, and we're following in these books, on the cover of Volume 1, you see Tony Chu is our main character. He's an agent of the FDA, and the series follows him as he investigates some things dealing with different cases, dealing with food, dealing with the chicken, dealing with all this different stuff. So it's really interesting characters, and he has a power called sebopathy. Sebopathy, where when he eats an item, let's say he eats an apple, he can see the past of that item. So if it's a vegetable, an apple, something like that, he can see where it was grown, if there was pesticides used, stuff like that, if it was washed, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. But if he eats like a burger or, an animal, he sees that animal being slaughtered, how it was raised, the different stuff they might have done to that animal. So he doesn't really like eating food except for beets, because for one reason or another, beets are the only food that he does not get visions from. So you'll see him do that, and you run into a lot of different characters that have similar powers. Volume 2 has Mason Savoy on the cover, who's
he's also
he's another Sebopathy,
but he's just higher level, I guess, or
yeah.
He's had more time to train it, but throughout the entire series, they keep adding. Like, I read the first volume, and I was like, okay, this is the baseline. And then Volume 2, it was still mostly baseline, the same, it was the Sevopaths. And they also introduce Amelia Mintz,
yeah,
who becomes Tony's girlfriend, and she's a Sabo Scrivener who can write about food with such vivid description that anybody who reads it can feel like they're tasting it, which is perfect for Tony, because as he can't actually eat anything, it allows him to feel like he's eating, and it's a nice kind of feel good thing to come out of this book. Because there is some gory stuff, but there is some real cool feel good stuff, but like stuff like that, and you just keep seeing as each volume goes on. By the time Volume 3 came out, I was like, they're adding up. There's a lot more of these food power people coming out. It's not just someone who can taste food and see where it came from. There's someone who can what are the vampire techniques?
He could take other people's powers.
Oh, okay,
after. Did he have to eat them?
I think he ate them. And then there was, as vampires tend to do, and there was someone who could make things, craft things out of food so precisely that they work. They just keep adding with each book, and it's interesting to see how it doesn't feel like they're trying to one up and top, try to make, okay, how ridiculous can we go with this? It feels like a natural progression. It's just expanding the world in a very believable way for something so.
Yeah, it happens pretty organically, expanding upon itself, introducing new people, and you would start to believe that if there's one guy out there who can see the past of food, why wouldn't there be someone who can make a gun out of chocolate?
Yeah, that was fun. Okay.
So yeah, Chew, highly recommended from both of us. I have recommended to a lot of people, and I don't think I've ever really talked to anyone who was outright disappointed in the series. It's just so fun, and
Even I read it.
Even Megan read it.
Even Megan read it, and she really enjoyed it.
Megan reads stuff.
That's like the outsider seal of approval right there. So yeah, it's a really great series, and it looks like it's going to be made into an animated series pretty soon.
With the guy from Walking Dead, right? The guy, I think it's It was. I'm not positive. Last I saw was Felicia Day and the guy who plays Glenn.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting.
Was last rumor.
So it could be different now by the time that we're talking about it. I don't know. I'm sure that someone will correct us down on the comments if they have to.
Got it.
But yeah, it's looking to be made into a series, so it's definitely something that you'd want to jump on because you want to read the book before you watch the show. You don't want to be behind. Definitely a great one. Highly recommended. So you guys definitely go out and grab it. So again, Mike, me, we highly recommend Chew. Omnivore editions here.
I think they're the best way to go, the Omnivores.
I do too. They're not so big that they're unwieldy.
They have a nice ribbon, they're good size, they're sturdy.
And they're a nice price point too. $35 cover price for 10 issues is not a bad way to go.
Definitely.
Alright, so thank you so much for watching our special group Omnibro video. Omni bump.
Yo.
We're really excited. I'm excited to come out and hang out with my friend Mike today. So we're happy we can make a quick video for y'all, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Hopefully this isn't the last time I get to make a video with Mike or any other friends of mine. And we will check out the site, of course, omnibuscollector.com. Check out Mike's got a channel as well.
I do. It's myprivatelibrary.tumblr.com, and there's a link to my YouTube, my Goodread, where I've been neglecting to do videos, but I have done them, and I plan to keep doing them in the future.
So check us both out. I'll put some links down below so you can check everything out. My website, the Facebook page, all that good junk. And in the meantime, be excellent unto each other, and we'll see you next time.